afternoon, good evening, depending on the time which you are watching this content. Now, my name is Willis Jasper Slavo. I'm the academic secretary for EcoURESA. And so in this content, I'll be discussing about, I'll be talking about economics, if I would say. Economics, yes. Because basically, economics has got 13 chapters. So we start from chapter 1. Chapter 1 basically talks about the fundamental problems in economics. So I'll first start by defining what economics is. So, economics is the branch of social science which the government, individuals, or businesses use to allocate scarce resources to meet unlimited needs or wants of the people. So, the definition of economics varies. You can define it in your own words, but there are some certain words which must be present. So, I've got another definition here with me. So, it is the study of how individuals, businesses, and government allocate scarce resources to satisfy the human needs and wants. So, from these two definitions, you can tell that there are some certain words which are similar. There are certain words which are used in both definitions. So, what simply this means is that there are certain words which are not supposed to be absent when you are defining what economics is. Such as, like, at which level can you use economics? We've talked about individual level, business or firm, indeed government. We've talked about scarcity, scarce. So these are the major words which are not supposed to be absent when you're defining economics. So economics has got two branches, which is micro and macro. We will not say that macro we're talking about larger quantities. Micro, it's minor, if I would say. So like I stated, there are two branches of economics. We've got micro and macro. So basically, micro focuses on the behavior and decision making of individuals, including firms, and how they interact in the market area. So, I'll repeat, micro focuses on the individual level and firms and how they interact in the market area. On the other hand, we've got macro. Macro studies the economy at its highest level, if I would say, which involves the inflation, levels of unemployment, and the growth of the economy. So, macro studies the economy as a whole. It caters the unemployment area, inflation rate, and the growth of the economy. Yeah. So, I've defined what economy is and the branches of economy. So the major problem in economics is scarcity, scarce. So scarce simply means having limited resources to meet unlimited needs and wants of the people. I'll come again. Scarcity means having limited resources to meet unlimited needs and wants of the people. So, like I stated earlier, that chapter 1 caters the fundamental problem of economics. And the fundamental problem of economics is scarcity, or scarcity, if I would say. So, scarcity refers to the fundamental problem of having refers to a fundamental problem of having limited resources to meet unlimited needs and wants of the people. Where, okay, let's say you've got a 10 kwacha. You want to buy bread. you know say that bread is 18 kwacha and you've got a 10 kwacha, meaning you cannot buy that bread, but there are buns. You can buy buns like approximately about I would say 2 kwacha each, which means if you go for buns you buy 5 buns. They might not be enough, but that's what you can afford, looking at the revenue resources which you have at that particular time. Bread is 18 kwacha, buns each is 2 kwacha, you've got a 10 kwacha. So scarcity refers to a fundamental problem of having unlimited needs and wants, trying to meet those using limited resources. Your resources is a 10 kwacha, you've got a 10 kwacha, and you want to buy bread which is unlimited, because bread is 18 kwacha and you've got a 10 kwacha. But there are other alternative ways. You can buy buns at 2 kwacha each, so you can buy 5 buns. They might not be enough, but that's what you can afford, looking at the budget which you have. Because at the end of the day, you are trying to meet the needs and wants of the people, which is satisfying them. So they might eat those buns, they will be satisfied, but not to that extent, because they wanted bread. Yeah. So due to that, the key factors or the key features in economics, we've got unlimited needs versus limited resources. Like I stated, the major problem in economics is scarcity. And scarcity refers to a situation of having limited resources trying to meet unlimited needs and wants of the people. So the key features here we've got unlimited needs and wants versus limited resources. Right. So since you've got unlimited needs and wants and you've got limited resources, you'll be forced, or societies must decide what to do first, or what to do first, I would say. Which means making what? Making a choice. Because you've got two choices, or you've got 2 options, 1 and 2. You can either invest in 1 or invest in 2, because you've got limited resources. But for the fact that you've got 2 options, that means that you've got unlimited needs and wants. Because if they were limited, it would have been 1, looking at the resources which you have. So the moment you choose to invest in 1, meaning you've left out 2, meaning that one which you've chose, it is your choice. And choice is what we define as the best alternative option amongst the rest. You get me? Choice is what we define as the best alternative option amongst the rest. What do we call that option which you've left out? Remember I said you've got 2. Okay, I've got a pen here and a rule. You have to choose 1. You've chose a pen. So this is your choice. And then what do you call the other option which you haven't chosen? This is what we call as the best next option, foregone. So in short, this is the next best option, foregone. You have foregone a rule, you've chosen a pen. Because the definition of choice says that choice is the best option amongst the rest. So you had 2 options, you chose pen, meaning you foregone the rule. Okay? So the opportunity cost, that's where opportunity cost comes in, because you have to live with regrets. For the fact that you chose a rule, there will be some trade-offs, if I would say. Because you didn't choose the rule, you chose the pen. So you have to bear the consequences of not choosing a rule, which is you won't be able to draw straight lines. So those are the trade-offs. The trade-offs are the benefits of the next best option foregone. Since you foregone the rule and you chose the pen, So meaning the trade-offs will be the benefits of this rule. You won't be able to draw straight lines because you didn't choose the rule at the first place. So meaning in this life, we live in a life full of regrets. You might choose your best option thinking like, oh, this option is the best, but it will still come with regrets because you left out something. Okay, I'll give an example. The government has got an opportunity to either invest in healthcare or infrastructure. Healthcare services or infrastructure. Healthcare services, it would cut out, say, even medicines, buying of medicines, and maybe employing of health workers. And then infrastructure involves roads, let's say maybe schools, all those, yeah. So, since the government has got an opportunity to either invest in one of these two options, but they have got limited revenue, the money which they have is not enough to invest in these two investments. So the government will be forced to choose one amongst these two. Have you seen that the major problem in economics is scarcity? Because scarcity refers to a situation of having unlimited needs and wants, but you've got limited resources. So for the fact that the government has got an option to either invest in one of these two big investments, and they have got limited revenue, meaning the money which the government has as it is right now is not enough to invest in both infrastructure and healthcare services. Meaning they will be forced to make a choice. They will have to choose one amongst these two. Okay, so let's say the government were to choose to invest in healthcare. Meaning they have chosen like, no, they all, since like with this issue of medicine which is currently going on in the country, like whereby like we don't have enough medicine, they have chosen to invest in healthcare services. Meaning healthcare services is their choice, is the best alternative option amongst the rest. Meaning they have forgone what? Infrastructure. They have forgone infrastructure. And the infrastructure, like I stated, it caters roads and schools. What is the opportunity cost? The opportunity cost, it will be the value of that next best option forgone. So in this case, the government had forgone infrastructure. Meaning the opportunity cost will be the benefits of infrastructure, which is what? Fast transportation, roads. Basically, when you have proper roads, meaning it will be very easy like to move from one place to another. You see? People will be lacking skills. Since like they did not build like I would say schools in rural areas down there. Meaning those people will be lacking knowledge. So those are the benefits or trade-offs, I would say. You see? So, in economics, basically, before making a decision, you have to weigh both options and choose that option which like will provide more benefits than the other to the people which you are saving. So before you choose to invest in healthcare or infrastructure, weigh both options. See which options carries more weight, which one will benefit the people most. That's how we do things in economics. So, thank you for watching this content. This video basically covered, I was talking about the chapter 1 of economics, which is the fundamental problem of economics. So I've defined what economics is, the branches of economics, what choices are, which falls under scarcity, what is opportunity cost, and the trade-offs. So, in case like there's any part which you're not clear, I'll leave my line on top there so that you can inbox me and ask why you're not okay. But for more clarity, I would say the full explanation is in the video. Just watch this content as many times as possible in order for you to get at least something out of it. Thank you very much.